Hello all. Today we will look into gap analysis. Gap analysis is a technique that is widely used in ADM phases like business, information systems, which includes data and application, and technology architectures. This technique is used as a final step within the phase, and this step will be useful to validate an architecture that is being developed. Okay, so this is about current architecture, target architecture, and then shortfalls or gaps. In gaps, we have few categories like eliminated, accidentally eliminated, new, potential match. So what are these categories? Eliminated. Eliminated is something which is available in the current architecture, but it is no more required in the target architecture. So if we don't need it in the target architecture, then we will mark them as eliminated. We don't need that element. Accidentally eliminated is something which is needed in the target architecture and it is there in current architecture, but somehow architect has missed out putting in the target architecture. So these are called as accidentally eliminated, and this can be included. And third one is new. New is something which is not there in the current architecture, but it is required in the target architecture. So that is new. And potential match. Potential match is something which is there in the current architecture, but we need more enhanced version of that in the target architecture. So these are the four categories. Let us see in detail in this table. So if you see here, this column, we have all the current architecture elements that systems we have, and this row we have all the target architecture needs. So if you see here, time entry is one system which is already there in the current architecture. Email service is another system, recruitment and payroll. And in target architecture, we need project management, we need payroll, we need recruitment, and we need budgeting. So if you see project management is something enhanced version of time entry. So project management will have time entry and as well as the project related stuff. So here we mark it as a potential match. So it's a potential match because we already have a basic version time entry in the current architecture, and we need a more enhanced version in the target architecture. So here we mark it as a gap enhancement. And if you see the email service we don't need it in the target architecture. So we'll add a column here and we mark eliminated systems here. We say this as gap eliminated. And then the next one is recruitment. Recruitment, we have a perfect match here. So we just mentioned it as a match, and since it is not a gap, we are not going to write it either in the new section or in the eliminated section. The next one is payroll, and even the payroll is also there in the target architecture and current architecture, so it's a perfect match. So there is no entry for this also in the new or eliminated. Now we have done with time entry, email service, recruitment, and payroll. Let us look into the target architecture needs. The project management we covered, payroll we covered, recruitment we covered, budgeting. So budgeting is not existing in the current architecture. So if something is not existing in the current architecture, then we add it as a new system that needs to be developed or bought. So this is how gap analysis is done in business, data, application and technology architectures as a final step to validate the architecture being developed. Thank you.